Yes, sir. You made it again. Another week with the Party with Marty podcast. Hypothetically, the best ever. And this week, as you can see, we're going to be doing the UK experience from, at least mine, from when I went over there several times and well, more than several. Lived in Liverpool for a little while, so we're going to get into all that. And maybe a teaser for what's coming next week, which y'all are really going to love. Right now, let me show you a couple of things from our sponsors. Miss Radical Addie is here to help out and is in the Adorator room right now. We call it the Adorator room because of Addie. Radical. And so for y'all that are watching this, we're taping right now, about 5 o'clock tonight. We'll be in the chat room with you, so all your questions can get answered live in the chat room. But so for our sponsors, the RVD, Radical Addie has her own line of products called K-Pop Crazy with a K. K-Pop Crazy. Where's that one? And it's spelled with a K. K-Pop Crazy. I think with a Z on there. .com. You can go there and get all kinds of things. Besides these tumblers that you can make, that's for her company. That's for the Party with Marty. These tumblers can make up anything you order, anything you want. You got joke ones, drain hoe. I can't even read that. I got the wrong glasses on for reading. Get out these bright lights of Hollywood. Ratchet. What does that say? Haters. Different ones.
Heifer be gone.
Yeah. What? Haters be gone. Haters be gone on one of them.
Heifer be gone.
Oh, Heifer. Hugh? He is gone. Okay. Mouse pads, license plates. There's a whole, if you go to the kpopcrazy.com, there's a whole thing on there for to order from. Everything from, like I say, t-shirts, anything you need, and probably cheaper than you'll get anywhere else. And where's Rob?
He's behind the monitor. On this side, left hand behind the monitor.
Okay. RVD, a few of y'all know him. He's got his CBD oil that's good for pain. You can try to roll it up with lotion, though. And, well, we got some more, but we are not going to waste too much time with that. We're going to roll right into the show. I want to introduce to you. This is going to be an exciting one for me because you see in the background, my flag, all my mates over there in the UK. Man, I put up a post on Facebook today and asked, what should we do this show on? Should it be my experience with WCW 1 year, or should I do something about the UK tour? And oh my God, all my mates from the UK jumped in there and wow, it just took over. And so we decided we're going to go with that. We'll do the WCW another time. Plus, we got a couple of great guests coming up. A few, actually more than a couple. So we're loaded up with stuff. But so now let me bring in my producer and co-host, hypothetically the best ever in the world, Greek Savage.
What's up, Marty? How you doing, brother?
I'm hanging in there, bro. I can't see you.
Hanging in there? You're looking good, though.
Oh, man, I've been trying to get out in the sun a bit.
You look like you were just on tour or something for the rock band.
I was through the backyard. Getting some sun, getting some fun, and getting some workout in. I've been doing good. The ankle's doing good. A lot of people on the live that I did last night to test that out on Facebook. A lot of people were interested in how the ankle was doing. Everybody says foot and leg, and so it's the ankle joint. Doing the best it has. I don't know if I can get up and walk around. Do I got anything hold me down? No. But so, yeah, see, I can walk around, dance. We can't run, though. I tried to practice running in the front room and ran into the damn wall.
Impressive. Just don't try any drop kicks anytime soon.
I could do ankle kick or thigh high drop kick.
Just be like Kurt Angle. Do the ankle lock. All right, you break other people's ankles this time.
Yeah, he's cocky strong. I'm not.
You're pretty strong, man. You are. I would call what's that word? Like scary strong. I don't think people realize how strong you are when they look at you.
They
When they
don't.
look at you, they probably don't realize that you're actually, well put together.
Well, after like being in sports for 40 years, I should have been. But yeah, man,
So
we're
this week's
trying and
episode,
we're
the UK wrestling experience.
Say again, I'm sorry.
The UK wrestling experience. So I guess we're going to be talking about British Bulldog for sure.
Yeah, he's going to be involved. I put this on the Facebook, and man, so many people that were there for this, that were there for that tour. Like, oh, I was there for that tour, and they were showing me pictures they got. Very cool. Speaking of Davey Boy, somebody asked, "Are you going to talk about Davey Boy?" Yeah, see Davey right on the cover there with the flag. I will start off with it here. Let's see, man. The first, Davey was over on that tour. The first day, Davey and I like to cut up and play and rib and tease each other. And he always comes out with the British flag over his shoulders. And so we was kind of running behind. Something had happened where the show had to be delayed. And they wanted Davey to run out and because he's UK, they wanted him to go hold the crowd's attention. So they were hurrying him up. Like, go out there and talk. You talk like him. You go out there. And I had you. Hey, Marty, give me the fucking flag. His British flag. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Actually had it in my hand tied in a knot. And he goes, look by my dress room. In the dress room, I was right by you. I said, oh, this one. And he didn't see the knot. It was tied in a knot, which I apologize to y'all in England and the UK, for doing that to your flag. It was all just to cut up with Davey. And oh, by the way, Rod Stewart sent me some hairspray that does that to me. But so Davey, he come running to get the flag, didn't notice it was tied in a knot. He was trying to flip it over his shoulder, to cover himself like he is in that picture. He kept swinging it to it, hit him in the head, the knot. And he goes, smoking Marty, always playing. He was having a hard time out in the people. Yeah, that flag he's got wrapped around him. I don't know if that's from that day, or just his promo picture. Now I got to go with my glasses. Barbarian, he was fun. He's always fun. And thank God he's on the tour, because if trouble breaks out, you just go stand with him. Ain't nobody, him and Haku, ain't nobody going to do nothing. That's closer. Man, I got a horrible. But to me, the first tour I went over to UK that wasn't the first one, the one I just showed. That wasn't the first one, but it was, I don't know. I went over for WWE or F as it was back then a few times. No real big memories except taking pictures in front of the London Bridge and a few other things. Or the royal family, where that palace is called. Some pictures like that. You really didn't have time because you was always on the go. And we hit England for one day, and then we're off to France, then we're off to Spain, and so But once you go there, and I end up moving to Liverpool, and I loved it there. I mean, some people say, "What? That's a rough area." Well, it's rough areas. Actually, in Columbus, Georgia, there's one nice area right in front of my house. I had to make it that way. But there's rough areas anywhere and everywhere, and Liverpool was loaded with them. But I had the best time there. The place I was living, Paul McCartney, and all my UK people know, especially the Britons, right there in by Liverpool. Paul McCartney had a house on it's spelled that we would say Mersey River, but I was told it's Mersey River. And so then I was told, no, it's the Mersey. I'm like, well, shit, I don't know. I would say both. But he had a big old mansion right on that river. Great view from the back. The room I had, it turned into like a boarding house because he sold it, got rid of it. And that's where they kept the wrestlers. We all had our own room. Funny thing is, you shared the bathroom. I was on the second floor. When I had to go to the bathroom, you go down the hallway. There's two, actually, but the door didn't lock. So you always went to the door that locked and take a bath because they had not redone it to where there's an overhead shower. And it was in the winter. And so, I had to go down and go down the hallway. You share it with everybody up there. It was like 4 of the rooms, five altogether. So you got 4 rooms worth of people who use the same shower. Same tub, sorry. And that was a pain in the ass because I didn't know how to wash in the tub. Because you run the water, get the soap and get in there and wash off. Now what? You rinse off in soapy water. My dumb ass would drain the water and put up a new, fresh, clean bunch and wash off in that and get out. In the winter, though, it's so cold in that place. They didn't have heat in the bathrooms or whatever. They kind of left it like it was when they bought it from Paul McCartney. But it was interesting experience there. I was going to send you pictures what happened from there. I told you about it earlier, where we used to go to the gym was 2 blocks away, and the van would come through, pick up the boys that wanted to go to the gym and take them to it, bring them back. I don't know what reason. I can probably guess. Drank the night before, maybe, or had somebody that didn't want me to leave yet in the room. I don't know. Could have been either. But I was getting to the gym. I was doing good back then. Didn't want to miss one day. Now I barely get one day in. But so called a cab. I told him, go ahead. I'm going to take a cab. It wasn't that far. It was like 3 or 4 blocks. And so the cab on the way, I can't tell all the secrets. That I can't tell y'all that I would take my pounds, as they call it, $1, as we call it, $1 to pounds, cash them in for American and put it in a check and send it home. The only reason I did that was sometimes they hold you up when you're coming back in across the border with a lot of money, a lot of cash, and I didn't want to carry a lot of cash around on me in case something went wrong. But so I asked the cab driver, and it was cold. It was real cold, snow on the ground. And I asked him to stop. It was called Barclays. So a big bank there. And I think it's around the world, isn't it? Yeah. So I went, and that was my regular stop to transfer the money like that. And this was back in 2001. So, I mean, there's probably ways now you just hit a few buttons and it transfers. But I had to send stuff home to my brother and have him hold it for me. But so anyway, I get out and it was cold. I got this big, thick Michelin man, looking jacket, black jacket, my black sweatpants, to work out in. I walk in the barcade. As soon as I walk in, everybody's looking at me, and the gate to all the tellers things rolls down. It's that fence like thing. And then behind me, it rolls down and you can hear the doors lock. And everybody's looking at me. And I'm thinking, ain't nobody over here seen, I'm white, y'all are white. Why are you looking at me like that? And then I reached up to get my sunglasses and I realized, oh shit. I came in, I had my gym bag in one hand, all dark, big, thick stuff. And man, sunglasses on inside because I'm like, oh no, I know how it looks. And first thing I did is drop the bag and threw my hands up. I'm sorry. I didn't think about what I was wearing. I'm sorry. I'm not coming to rob the place. And, so they were laughing and still very, easy on it. That later that night, I think the 5 o'clock news there or whatever, they were talking about an American wrestler almost arrested for attempted robbery, but it was a mistake. And the boys, man, they gave me hell for the next 2 years on that. I actually I got a picture of it that I wanted to show on here, but I didn't have time to find that. But that was in Liverpool. Actually, I think I probably said London, but Liverpool when I was living there. And the way I got to living there was every time my 2 weeks were up for the tour, Brian Dixon, who was running stuff then, Scott Conway also, which I worked with, they would ask me, can you stay another couple of weeks? And I'm like, sure. Well, after about 6 weeks of that, I finally said, hell, I'm here as long as you want me. So I ended up being there for 6 months in Liverpool. Well, of course, we went everywhere. Everywhere. We took the motorway to M, whatever number, 1620. My mates over there in England, they were, by the way, special flag just for y'all. Yeah, it was such a great time. I mean, I didn't care to leave. I told Brian, he was, Marty, can you stay a little longer? And do you have somebody to work with that we can bring over from America? We'll bring them over just to work with you so you feel comfortable. Because at that point, I'd had like 100 and something days in a row with like 2 days off, maybe 3 in that whole time. So I was getting worn down. And I said, yeah, my boy Pat Tanaka, he's easy, very easy. From the Orient Express, he's very easy to work with. I mean, I could be crippled and have a great match with him. And so they said, hey, Brian, so yeah, we'll have him over here in a couple of days, let him know. And so I had gotten in touch with Pat. We did have cell phones, I think calling cards maybe to get across. I don't remember that part. But got a hold of Pat, told him, he goes, yeah, bro, I'll be right there. Thank you. I'll be right there. I'll take care of you. Because I was injured up. And I'll get to that in a little while. Pat, the first day he was supposed to be there, Brian Dix came to me and goes, Marty, your guy didn't show up. What do you mean, my guy? Oh, Pat, he didn't show up. And he said, he didn't make the flight. So I said, well, let me call him, see what's up. Man, if Pat assured me, I said, I cannot work with these other guys. Not necessarily the British guys. Some Americans were there too. Gosh, man. So I called Pat and said, what are you doing? I've only stayed here extra because I was going to be working with you. And, Pat and I are still good friends, and he's changed the way he used to be. Man, this Rod Stewart shit. I had the same problem on that live show last night. Looks like a geyser. So Pat's like, let me see how I can say this without embarrassing him or anybody hearing it or him getting in trouble. He couldn't make it. Passport was denied because of certain things. That'll leave it at that. And he wasn't going to get to come. So now I got to go ahead and work with some of the, and trust me, the guys over there are great. Well, it wasn't them, but they kept putting me in with the huge guys that weren't so good. And I'm not going to say Brian's name, but Brian from America. It's not Bradish because I got a guy on Facebook that hits me up with that. He was big. When I say big, like 6'4", each way you want to measure out. He's just a big. He was a little smaller version of King Kong Monday, and the work rate was not the same as King Kong's. And I was just like him. Where's that magazine?
Right there between your legs.
Right there. All right. And for y'all that don't know who this is, I'll tell you after you get a minute to guess. In the chat room, this is for y'all. Who is that right there? He worked with WCW for a bit. I don't know how well you said. His name is Paul New. Love him to death. He wrestled as PN News in WCW days. And something else, I forgot what the other thing. So they paired me up with him this next one of the shows. And we're in there. We knew each other pretty good because we used to tease each other way back days, and we got into the match. Sometimes you're feeling it. You're just going. Don't slow down. You're in the rhythm. You're in the mode. You're where you're supposed to be to work with each other. And we're going at it and everything. You didn't even have to say anything like, hey, move that way. Hey, let's do that. We just knew. That's when you're just going. You became one, which is hard to do and it's hard to explain. I try to with my kids here and there when it's, seminars and when I run schools, coaching everybody up. You can't teach that. It's all becomes one. But it happens, and it happened. And he threw me out to the floor. Okay, boom. I was looking up, and he comes to the ropes, pulls it for that slingshot over the top out to the floor. And it's all right. That's your brain. Put it back in. So I'm looking up at his 400-pound ass. I mean, he's a big boy, like yourself in the picture. And he's slinging back. I'm like, well, I ain't got no choice. I got to try to catch. 400 pounds coming from, I'm standing, so 6 feet above me, and then 4 more feet to the ground. I got to try to catch him. I can't just let him splash. And he comes up, boom, and I caught him, and I went down, but catching him like that sudden tore this bicep, tore it up. So now I can't. Next day I'm bruised up, and they asked me to work with Paul again. I said, what, so we can get the other arm? But now I love him to death, and hopefully he's watching this. I think he, as far as I know, he still lives over that way. But a super good guy. Good worker. It's just, we were feeling it. But he was feeling it more than I was, because he pulled me right out of that zone when I looked up and seen, you're going to slingshot on my little ass. But yeah, all worked out. And then they had me with that Brian brother. And I love him to death. He's from here in America. One that was a miniature, not much of a miniature Bundy. He was pretty close. They said, we'll have you working with him today. I said, no, give me James Mason. James Mason, I worked with him a handful of times. He was an Olympic wrestler for them. Very good. Very nice guy, too. James, if you're here or seeing this, or any friends tell you about it, I love you. I miss you. Hopefully I'll get to see you again someday. And I hope somebody will call him and say, Marty, he died. Because that's the kind of stuff that happens to me at times. But yeah, that was 2001 tour. I posted, I think I told you, I posted on Facebook, taking a survey. Who do you want for President Trump or Biden? No, I'm sorry, I drifted off. What do you want? Do you want the England or the UK experience, or you want to hear about WCW? And I got flooded with UK stuff. You can go on my Facebook and look at some of it. Pretty good stuff. And I'm on Facebook. It's under my name, and there might be a fake one or two out there. So look at the one, the pictures. Oh, I got to talk about that. Leave that up for a second. Yeah. They. I don't know what I'm saying there. Now I had a Biden moment. The one thing that I didn't like about certain times, I actually think that one right there was a different tour. It wasn't the same one I was on, but it could have been, because shit, it was a 6-month tour. Things happened in between. That right there was the program for a show that actually Scott Conway, which him and Brian were buddies and worked together and interchanged talent, just sort of like SmackDown and Raw. You interchange with them every so often. They would do that with the talent. And Brian took a page off Scott. I love Scott Conway. Love him to death. Great guy. So is Brian Dixon. If he's still alive, it's been a minute. But they had, and I saw that on my Facebook post where guys were saying, yeah, man, I didn't know if that was really the Road Warriors. Well, one of them, that was supposed to be Animal, man, he was like 5'7", and nothing. I'm not putting you down, brother. Just saying 5'7", and you would never mistake him for Animal. The Hulk one looked a little bit alike, not nearly as muscular as Hulk, but they had and this is how they would advertise it, because they had enough American guys. Oh shit, I forgot to turn this off. And when it'd be spam. Here, see if you turn that ringer down so that'll happen again. Sorry, y'all. They had a fake Sergeant Slaughter who was, I mean, I love all the guys. I've not met anybody that I wouldn't, didn't become friends with, but I'm just telling a story here. The Sergeant Slaughter guy, Sarge's pretty big, not muscled up like some, but he's big and strong. And this guy was like 5'7", and looked like he just got the Army outfit out of some dollar store. I was going to say Goodwill, but I don't know if my UK Bates will know that. Might have a Goodwill over there. But anyway, so who else they had? Kane, Undertaker, and again, short, they weren't so short. They were 6'3" or 4", but you're trying to be a 6'7", 6'8" guy, right? What was funny about it? Let me see this. I wrote down some of them. They had, and doink. That's easy. Everybody in the United States does that. You just throw a clown out, fill it over. It could be anybody. Taker Kane, Sergeant Slaughter, doink, Road Warriors. I think there was another one, but whatever the case, at intermission, you'd go up in the ring, wait your turn. Like when the Bushwhackers went ahead of me, oh my God, there was no money going to be left. And so we tried to alternate each night. I'd be the first one before them, and then it'd be in a small place. They got the big ones. I'm like, but I didn't care. I was having a good time. But so it was so funny. I'd have so many of the kids, mainly the kids, even grown-ups. This is how bad the fake imitation ones were. They looked at me and they were like, oh my God, wow, you really do look like Marty Jannetty. I didn't know what to say. Like, what I say? Just same things they were saying. Well, I am real. Well, I'm really him. So I just laughed. I didn't know what to say. But it's just funny, though. They asked me, tell me that I look like the real Marty Jannetty because of all the fakes. But that was good. That was a fun time. But I told Brian that this is a little bit downer, for the Party with Marty show, but everybody knows about it. I told him I couldn't do the deal with the fakes. That was disrespectful to my friends back in America. Kane and Undertaker and Road Warriors. And I think they did a honky tonk man. I could deal with that. No, honky's a good friend of mine. But anyway, so I had told Brian I can't do these shows. Would you doing this? Like I said, it was working because they had a few real American wrestlers. So they just put all those fake ones on, and the crowd buys in till they get there and see it. Some of them were looking like, gosh, dang, the Road Warriors must have been on steroids. They didn't take them this week. They don't look nothing their size. So he sent me over to Conway's group for a little while. And that was great because I loved Conway and loved his tours, loved the boys on his tour. We had Yokozuna on it. I think all of y'all know where that's going. The morning he didn't show up for the van ride. Sorry. And to make it worse, I'm sitting here dealing with hair that don't work. Fake wrestling, and then those like National Enquirers, crap like that at the checkout line at the stores. Bullshit. I had sex with an alien, and now I had it was a guy, and he had a baby. Stuff like that, and they had on there when we walked past the newsstands. There's a million of them. Those the tabloids. They're horrible shit. And one of them had Yoko on the front page, says American wrestler, and he's Samoan and looks Japanese as the gimmick he was doing, or character. I'm sorry. It said American wrestler gets scared to death of a spider and had a heart attack. Another one said he ate so many boiled eggs and forgot to take the shell off, and that's what killed him. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? That's a friend of all of us. Everybody loved Yoko. And you put him in the paper like that. Man, shit. Yeah, I got mad about that. Wanted to tear up the stand, but, I didn't want to get kicked out of there. It's one of my favorite places to wrestle. The people over there seemed to like me. More so than here in America. But, so yeah, man, that was part of that tour. And I met a guy there, Savage, that we did something with his daughter. But here's what happened. Robbie Brookside. Everybody over there in Britain knows who Robbie Brookside is. Love him, and what a great worker. He was like me into sports, and I think it was the soccer finals. It was Manchester, and it might have been Liverpool. I'm not sure. I don't remember. They didn't really keep up with it. But we had the match that night, and the game was on as we started. So we were looking and judging like, I'm fifth match, you're fourth. That's a good hour and a half away. And we went out to the sports bar next door and watch the thing. I've done that in America, with the football season, especially college. Go see how the Bulldogs are doing, the Georgia Bulldogs or Alabama's doing, or if they were playing. But so we bonded right away with that. And he taught me a lot of the ways, there in the UK that I didn't know. Some things you might not meant it that way. They just an insult to them. And I don't even know if they like to be called Brits. So I'm going to try to stay away from that too. Because in Japan, to call them Japs is an insult because to them, JAP means Jewish American Prince, amongst other things. But anyway, he taught me a lot. And that show you and I did. Yeah, the girl on the right, Zaya.
Yeah, Zaya.
And that was with my glasses. I'll take it for this one.
Yeah, that's Youth Tonka and Zaya Brookside.
Oh, that was here.
Yeah.
Zaya Brookside. I sat right by her, right there. And we were cutting up, having a good time, waiting, for the line to build up, and then they start. And I was saying, how'd you get your name? They named you Brookside. I said, that's a very popular wrestler over in the UK. His name's Robbie. She goes, yep, that's my dad. No damn way. And she said, I'll call him right now so you can say hi. And so, she didn't get a hold of him, but that would have been great. I haven't talked to you. Miss you, Robbie. But that was a hell of an experience, She said, they gave you a gimmick over in England. They would love it. A guy named Robbie Brookside. She goes, yep, my dad.
And then you had the card, right?
Okay, yeah, that one I'm pretty sure I know. That was with Scott Conway. That was on his tour. We switched out. Dusty Wolf was doing Doink, which is okay because Dusty Wolf's American guy. He wrestled in America with WWF and WWE as it became, but WWF days. He was one of the Doinks that Vince, made after Matt Bourne, walked out or whatever happened there. There was five different guys that did Doink, one after the other. Steve Kern being one. Somebody asked me, Steve Kern was over on that tour. Hey, put that back up so I can see the other matches. That last thing, the program, yeah. But so anyway, it was Steve Kern, Steve Lombardi, Brooklyn Brawler, if y'all remember him. I'm sure you do. Dusty Wolf and Ray Apollo. They were all good at Doinks, but the thing is, there was 5 Doinks, so the whole country started doing just paint them up and put a clown thing on and it's Doink, and the same thing over in England. But so Dusty, I see he wrestled Jody Fleisch. I don't remember Jody. Sorry, Jody. Marty beats Billy Benoit. Billy was such a nice guy, man. He looked, Chris Benoit wasn't that big. Built pretty fair, but shorter, 5'8" maybe, and a small version. Billy Benoit looked just like him. Billy and I, hit it off good. I mean, because at that time Benoit, the whole thing that happened there hadn't happened yet. So we tease him around and tell him, I'm going to tell Chris, I'm going to tell Chris what you're doing over here. You're going as Billy Benoit, his cousin or brother or whatever it was. And, we cut up in the back of the van, just, having fun, making noise, bothering everybody trying to sleep on the way home from the show. But it's no kin. It was no kin to Chris Benoit at all. Just looked, I got pictures. Again, I didn't have enough time to prep this show with everything, but I got pictures where he's laying passed out in the back. And some of the guys they were unused, so not that bad. Condoms on his face because he was passed out, tired. Condoms on his face, his nose, his mouth. Go back and we'll see the rest of that card if you don't mind. The Bushwhackers, Bushy Luke defeated Dusty Wolf and them. That's another thing. See, right there already, Dusty Wolf has worked twice. James Mason was in such good shape, from being a collegiate or an Olympic wrestler, that he would work sometimes 3 times a night. He would go under a mask once, then he'd come as himself, and then they'd do something else where might have been himself again, but sometimes he'd work 3 times out of 5 matches. I had to work him as when he had the mask on. I was just laughing, and I mean, a good worker, a good person. Love him. I hope I get to see you again one day, James. James Mason in the house. Then you got James Mason. How many times has he worked this show? Steve Kern or Skinner. You know, it's Steve Kern. Somebody asked me too, was he over there? Evidently was. I thought he might have been, but I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? Because I've done so many tours over there outside WWE. There's Robbie Brookside right there, the semifinal match, I guess, or the second match. I don't know which way it goes to the main event. Robbie Brookside defeats Mal Sanders, not sure. And Mason, oh my God, I remember that match. I sat there and watched. I mean, you couldn't leave. They were so good together, both of them so very good. I think it's a 40-minute match, and every minute was good, and I couldn't leave. You know, a bunch of the other boys were waiting to watch and see it. Great time, great matches, great shows, great partying. Somebody had asked me about Southampton, which is a nice area south of London. They kept us in a hotel there for a week, I guess. And man, this hair, I need a hat. The hell with this shit. Leave it alone.
No, the hair is fine, man. I mean,
yeah, look at it. Brewster the Rooster would love that.
I mean, look at your hair in this picture.
That was, oh, I sent the wrong picture. That's my friends in Germany.
Ah,
but I got another picture.
It's Europe, at least.
Yeah, I've got a picture like that with some of my British girls partying. That one's, I always call her Sweet Pea. I can't remember her actual name. She was a fun partier. That's all I'll say about that. I don't even know why I'm wearing her purse.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what part of England she lived in. It might have even been over from Wales, but you know, we heard, good God. Yeah. I'll get it. That right there was
right underneath. It took me a second to find you. Look at you all the way down underneath there, Reynolds.
Yeah, I couldn't help grab hold of it. But you know, I don't mean it like that, because she's always going to be Dustin's wife to me, even though, you know, they separated for years. Got a kid together though. But yeah, I mean, well, we had a lot of fun hanging out. That might be Germany too. That I'm not sure about, because all those people there were in both places with me. And
well,
again,
after the war, people, you know, spread out. There was people in Germany that went to UK, people from UK that went to Germany. So, you know, same.
Yeah, it really.
Oranges and apples.
Right.
What
in
the
Alabama.
hell are you doing now? 3 hats?
Alabama. How they going to be this year?
Wait, you're a Georgia. I heard Georgia's the favorite to win the championship.
I live on the river, Chattahoochee River. I mean,
it's not fair. You can cheer for both.
Growing up, yes. Growing up, but most people like to pick something, one or the other. I was like, the hell with that. I'm in Georgia. I'll go across that bridge and I'm in Alabama. Plus, it was Bear Bryant Day, so it was easy to fall into the Alabama thing. Okay. Yeah, Georgia's probably going to win it this year. But
this was in Germany.
That's the reason I put that up there. That was with you somewhere. Yeah. And the reason I told you to put that up, that's like imitation. All the imitation people from the UK.
It reminded you of your whole tour in London. If
I could have sent this to them, they could have called these guys and got them booked. Some of them look. There's a Leaping Lanny. It looks pretty real. Let's see if we can go through and tell me from left to right who each one is.
Okay. You got the manager from back in the day. What's his name from?
The far left. I couldn't tell if that was
Freddie. That's not Freddie Blassie, is it? No,
it's not Freddie Blassie.
Captain Lou Albano. You got
Lou Albano. Is it him or is that Mick Foley?
That's got to be Captain Lou Albano. Has to be because of the shirt and the hair. Then you have Jesse. That's not Jesse. That's either Jesse the Body Ventura or Billy Star Graham. I'm not sure. One of the two.
Jesse.
And then the leather jacket, the black. That's got to be Shawn Michaels throwing you through the window. I think.
I thought it was Adrian Adonis.
You have the Genius right there. You have Bret the Hitman Hart. You have, I believe, Ivan Putski.
I think that might be the real Marty Jannetty. It's not Ivan Putski.
I think that's the real Marty Jannetty.
Nikolai Volkov.
Wow, is that Ricardo Rodriguez right there? I don't know. I don't remember him being in the 80s. Probably not him.
No, that's not him. That's one of them guys that imitate.
Maybe he's playing Bruno Sammartino. I don't know. We have the Honky Tonk Man, the Iron Sheik, Macho Man.
That's Honky Tonk.
Yeah, it's Honky Tonk, even though he looks like a mechanic or something. And you got Dusty Rhodes. I'm good friends with a few of these guys. Big shout out to Macho Verse and Dusty Rhodes. These guys are very like that's their thing, bro. Like this is what they do at every show. They love it.
Yeah, you see him around. I mean, dude, I love Bill.
That Macho Man guy's fucking crazy. He's got like 30,
he makes everywhere. I've seen him.
He's got like 30 different outfits, dude.
Yeah, and
he's got more outfits than Macho Man had.
And he does Macho Man better than Randy did. He can do the voice. He can do all the little quirks and things. And I mean, just like him from a distance, you don't know it's not unless you knew Randy.
I stopped doing the Macho Man impressions many years ago because I almost lost my voice. I'm not doing it again.
Yo, brother, let's go look for that thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, you remember I traveled with him and was around him quite a bit.
You do impersonations actually pretty good. It's pretty scary.
It is scary.
Yeah, it would make good for good stand-up one day.
I'll try that sometime.
You should.
What else we got?
You'd probably be better than Mick Foley. At least that's what Al Snow would say.
I've not seen his what do you call it, skit thing, whatever it's called.
It's a good time if you love him, you know what I mean? But if you're going there just to laugh, like let's say you don't know who he is and you're like expecting to go there and die laughing, probably not.
I'm trying to look at. I wrote stuff down to talk about.
No, we still have obviously we talking about Brookside and her dad. That cigar, the match card. We have you with an owl here.
Yeah, I think that was in, and I'm not sure, but Scotland. But it's the same group that I wrestle with do the conventions at For the Love of Wrestling, and I hit Manchester, wherever in Scotland that was. It's funny, Undertaker. I mean, after I was done with my part, went and sat in this chair outside in the walkway, and Undertaker walked by, and I ain't seen you in a while. The next year, we came right back to that same building, and I was sitting in that same chair when he come in. He goes, "You've been sitting there for a year? You never left?" But but that group, For the Love of Wrestling Day, I think we're coming back at the beginning of February. I think you might be invited.
Copy that.
And it'll be somewhere in England. We did Manchester with them, Liverpool.
Why, the next year it's in February?
I think so. You got it? Pulled it up?
No, I can find it, but I'll look for it. Oh, I didn't know it was in February. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah,
money, you don't have that hat anymore, do you?
When I look at old pictures, when I say old pictures, even from last week, I'll see a shirt or a hat or something like, damn, man, where did that go? Did I leave it there? Because I love that shit, and then
that's a nice hat. And because I was gonna say, because I've never seen you wear it, so I'm assuming that hat is in the wind.
I might have gave it to the owl.
Okay. And
that owl had me nervous, man.
Booker T over here. Booker T's a big guy.
Yeah, he's. Aren't you going to be seeing him soon?
I'm picking him up from the airport tomorrow night to bring him in for a signing.
For a signing?
Yeah.
Is that at Wrestling Universe or?
Yeah, that's going to be at the Wrestling Universe in Flushing, Queens, New York. So if anybody wants to meet Booker T, Flushing, Queens this Saturday.
I thought you had a Diamond Dallas Page there.
Oh, I do, but that's in September.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to keep the stars coming through.
Yeah, I've made appearances for Wrestling Universe. Love those guys.
Guys, they know
for years, man. Great guy. I'm just surprised how long they've kept that going because it's not a huge store.
It's a cult following now at this point. It's like one of those special spots. It's like one of those stores that like sells something that nobody else does, so it stays open because of that. And that's why they're still open. They have their community.
Well, you'll see them. Tell them I said hello. I miss them.
Definitely will tell them that. And I wanted to ask you about this because obviously we're talking about the UK. And
let me tell you what about that though. And my British friends, mates will know this one. When I was over there, the one tour that we had was pretty long. They had what they called it was called mad cow disease going on, where cows got sick or whatever, and right there at the Stonehenge thing. We had stopped so the guys could all go out and walk up to it and take pictures, and which was cool. But the smell, because what they had to take the infected cows, pile them in a big ass pile, and light them and burn them up, and to get rid of it all, just so that the disease it spread. Yeah, I mean, it's like 200 cows piled up burning. So we went to go take pictures of the Stonehenge thing, and it smelled so bad. The guys turned around, got back in the van. I actually made it up, as a few of the guys did, circled around taking pictures. And the mystique of it all, like, how did they get those big ass rocks way back then?
How big were the rocks?
I bet any one of them weighs 5,000, 6,000 pounds.
No, I mean like height wise. Like, let's say you're standing next to one.
I was standing next to probably halfway up, a little more than halfway up. Wow. But I'm only 5'11", or was. Yeah. So if I'm halfway up, it's pretty tall. But it's just like the what are the things called, pyramids?
The Great Pyramids of Egypt.
Yeah, Great Pyramids. I mean, how the hell did they do that without the use of machines we use today?
Fucking aliens, god damn it.
Well, that is a theory just out there. Aliens stopped in and showed them stuff. Maybe
either that or real magic and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's an optical illusion. They keep you so far away from it. It's not there though. It's not even there. If they let you through the fence and wave at it, this is all there. What did it look like? It was solid over there. But
England's a nice city, a lot of history, a lot of architecture.
It's not a city, but yeah, England is nice. It's real nice.
It's nice till midnight, then you can be in trouble.
I didn't get after midnight. Yeah,
was that Ferris wheel there when you went?
I don't. If it was, I didn't see it. I don't know where that's at. And I've been almost everywhere over there.
It's like, I think, right across the street from Big Ben.
Is it? Yeah, that's Big Ben over there. Sean and I, when we went for WWE.
Oh God, how'd they get in here? You can't get rid of the royal families here.
And there was that girl. What's her name? Megan something other in the background.
Megan something. No, from the Deal Is No Deal, right? Deal or No Deal.
I think that's where she started, but I don't know.
That's where she started with Howie. I don't even know how we're talking about Howie Mandel now. But speaking of Howie Mandel, have you ever met Howie Mandel?
No, well, I'd love to because he's funny, and I've been to a couple of his comedy shows, and it was funny, hilarious. Yeah. Seems like it'd be nice and cool. That's what the little back streets look like right there.
Did you ever fall asleep on one of those back streets?
No, let me tell you the tricky thing when you get drunk over there. The cars are the opposite of what they are in America. That's why steering wheels on there. But once you're drunk, you just go out of habit, and so you see a car coming, and you're like, man, that guy's way out of lane. And you wait and then walk the other way. The car's almost hit you because it's opposite. And you're drunk. You're not figuring it out. Dangerous. That one thing's dangerous. When y'all go to England or anywhere, France is like that. Be careful.
I think all of Europe's like that. It's crazy over there.
Might be all everywhere. There's a lot of roads like that still.
Yeah, in Greece, it's the same thing. In Italy, it's the same thing. In Italy, I almost got hit by a car like 32 times in one vacation.
Shit, you did that 1 week with you in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
You can take these off now, I think. Shit.
I wouldn't like driving in the streets of London, though. It looks a little wild over there, man.
In the palace where I guess that equivalent to our White House, maybe, or the Capitol, I don't know. But they have the guys in the tall hats.
The guard. Oh, I should have put pictures of the guards. Why didn't I do that?
The guard, yeah. I forgot which one of us, when we, they drove by, they let us see the scenes and then get right to the show. And that's it. You get to see it, wave at it, and then get in the bus, let's go, or the van. One of the boys, and even if I remember it, I wouldn't say because it caused a bit of a problem. Just like you could imagine.
He was trying to get them to laugh or something, right?
Yeah, it wasn't nothing serious. But he threw a roll of firecrackers.
Oh, God.
And those guys, they're not supposed to move. You can walk right by, they don't move. The hell they did when they heard that, they was going to the locked door trying to pull it open.
Yeah, because they thought bombs were going off or some shit. Fucked up.
That was a hell of a time. There it is. That's I say London Bridge, but I think it's a different. With Sean and I got a picture that I was going to try to get into you in time. Sean and I standing right in front of it, and we did it in the background, and that was it. That was the extent of our tourism.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down.
Yeah.
You ever make a phone call in one of these booths?
Many. And back then, we had to use calling cards and codes and all that. It took you 30 minutes before you got connected just from putting all the numbers in and crap.
What a pain in the ass that was.
Yeah, back then. And
Marty, I got some breaking news here. We got a live shot live from the streets of London right now. I mean, Thursday night's a party night in America too, but here's a live shot from London. Ready?
Yep. That's actually Liverpool, bro.
It's not looking too bright over there, but
I know where that is.
But I heard if you go on
Liverpool, man.
This is what Thursday night looks like, okay? And then Friday night, all right, gets a little better, and then boom. You get the Saturday night.
Manchester's a fun party place too.
That's when they all
Birmingham,
come out.
Manchester, Liverpool, London. You can't go wrong. There's another one. I can't remember what it is right now.
That's when they all come out, Marty. Saturday night.
The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. And so
I think you and Attical can do some damage in London over there.
I'm more than sure.
Yeah. Saturday night, 4K, Manchester.
Just Manchester? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice flag in that picture.
They're partying over here, man. Look at this guy.
Oh, man. Hey, that was another thing that I learned while I was over there.
How was the night? How was the nightlife?
It was fun. Just like what you see right there. That was generally Friday and Saturday nights. It was definitely like that. It could have been on Wednesdays. I'm not sure. But we stayed with, that was the thing.
It was like this when you were there.
You're going to have to stop. I'm going to get in trouble.
Was it like this? It was like this, wasn't it?
Right outside our hotel window. They kept us in Southampton, which is a very luxurious part of really southern London. And the hotel was very nice that we were staying in. And I had a room by the road. So I'd hang out there because there was clubs across the street right next door to us, to right, to the left. There was like 10 clubs on that street. And I got the window to just look out and watch them go by and holler. And going from club to club. I hollered at some girls and said, party's up here if y'all want to come up. And Bushwhacker, was it Luke? Yeah, Luke was coming by and he goes, mate, what you doing? Staring at the birds? And I'm like, why would I? It's 12 o'clock. There ain't no birds out here. What are you talking about? All of them are going to that club right there. It's popular club. I said, well, I ain't hunting birds though. And he goes, oh no, mate. That's what they call it. We call, you guys in America call them chicks. We call them birds here. So it's sort of the same thing, bird, but Americans, I guess, when they broke off, didn't want to use certain terminology from the British. So that kind of happens here in race things. A certain race doesn't want to say things because the white people say it that way. So they change it up. It's the same thing, very well understood. It's the same thing. Birds, chicks. Over here, ninja, dude.
I was going to say Bushwhacker takes on a whole new meaning when you think about it in terms of chasing birds.
Yeah, Luke was on that tour. Butch. I get along with both of them. I just talked to Luke a couple of days ago. Good guy. Yeah, great guy, super guy. Luke had problems. He was his ankle, man, because he played rugby. His ankles were worse looking than mine. I was like, how the hell? When they come in the ring and do that thing and be limping around, well, he had no choice. That was to disguise it. All the yay, mate, was to disguise and keep the attention away
from the legs.
Yeah. But it was his birthday and we were somewhere, it was Wales. It might have been wherever the hell we were over there. It was his birthday. And, I felt like, we got to do something for him. And bought him a rugby ball and had all the boys that were there on tour sign it and give it to him. And man, he melted. He loved that to death. All the boys signed a rugby ball for him. And I mean, to see how, when you give somebody a gift and they're like, oh yeah, thank you. I'll re-gift it. You're like, okay. But when you see somebody like him almost break down in tears over it and hugging me and hugging anybody that saw that moment.
Yeah, that's
that's the kind of people you like doing things for because they appreciate it. But everybody's different. But yeah. What else we got on slides? Oh wait,
was this from the UK too, or no?
I'm sure him and I did some things. In fact, I got from France. I got a picture where in France the pharmacies can sell over the counter certain pain pills, or what they could then, pain pills and like Valiums or Xanax over the counter. So they opened and we asked that, I don't know who, that was for WWF. I don't know who was in charge, the agent. But so Sean and I heard about it and found out when the pharmacies were. And this picture of us, we're going to the pharmacy. It's like 8:45. They opened at 9 o'clock, but we was going to make sure we got in there first and got what we wanted. It was one of them cobblestone, that ain't cobblestone, but one of those kind of streets it was on. I'll get the picture for another time. Those of you in the chat room, what do y'all want to see next? I'll be reading it. Radical Attic will be reading it. Miss Savage, I'm sorry, Greek Savage will be reading it.
Not sorry. Stop saying sorry.
It's a habit, though.
Saying sorry is a habit.
Well, because I mess up a lot. And then
you apologize after you call a gimmick, and then you say, I'm sorry. Character.
Hey, where's that picture of some of my mates there?
Which one?
The one with I'm not going to say Lauren's name, but the girl in there, and like me with her, two other mates over there partying up. Did I get that to you? No, not that one. Although there was not her.
I don't think you got that one to me.
Hell, I know I must have seen it, but anyway, it was a pretty good time. Lord,
I got this one right here.
I'm wanting to understand if that's Germany or England. Anybody that knows, let me know. Hey, remember, you can talk to me through Facebook. I've got a room right now for a few more. They limit me to 5,000.
That's silly that they do that.
Yeah. Well, they used to certify it and it was unlimited, but I didn't catch that. I got in after they stopped doing that. But you can follow me over there on Facebook. It's under Marty Jannetty or one Marty. Just go to Facebook or Google Marty Jannetty Facebook, and it'll pull up a couple of them. One is my fan site. It's a cartoon-looking guy, character on the default picture, but the one with me in front of a barbershop window, that's my one that I play on all the time. So if you want to get up with me there and ask questions, or offer out to bring me and Savage to the UK,
there's a way easier way to do everything you just did.
How's that? Walk over there.
At the bottom of this video, there is links to everything that is Marty Jannetty, his Facebook page, his Instagram page, his Twitter, kpopcrazy.com. All right.
Also,
wow. That's beautiful.
Radical can make mouse pads for you. It's pretty much anything.
How is the married life, by the way, before we let you go?
I've been asking around, and some people like it, some don't.
How about you personally? You feeling it?
I got best friends that I call wifeys, and I love them to death, all of them. Yeah. Some of them, I just said last night on the live show, some of them understand the situation, and even got clearance and to say so. I got to be careful on this because I'm not trying to embarrass nobody.
Listen, just keep it simple. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, you've said that many times.
That's it.
But the thing I guess I was going to say about that is that some understand it, some got pissed off. Ones that are still around, they understand. There's no problems. Nothing's changed. But people are going to think the way they want to think, and then you can't blame them. We all got our own life, live our life. I don't tell you or anybody else, hey man, live this way. Well,
that's not true. I try to tell you how to live, but I don't think it works out. Maybe like 40%.
Go to hell's not really telling me how to live.
Come on, it ain't that bad. But why don't you tell your people what's up and send them off the right way, Marty?
All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can find one more quick story for us. We got to go though. We're right at the time. There's fake Undertaker and Kane.
That is pretty fucking bad. Jeez.
That actually is not bad because you can't tell.
I can tell. There's
the last promo picture of Yoko right there on this tour. Yes, sad, man. And every time that comes up, I get a little nervous thinking about it. James Mason right there. There's your boy, British Bulldog. Who else is in there?
Honky Tonk Man, Bobby Eden, and the Barbarian.
Yeah. Great guys. Great fun with them. Who's that guy?
Oh, I know that guy.
I don't know what was up
what a
with
nice
that.
shot right there with the hat on. Look at that.
Oh, that was actually from, I think, Spain or France. That wouldn't even had nothing. I think they got it from WWE.
That looks like a guy that's selling cologne in a Macy's catalog.
Dave Sierra, y'all know him.
Jesus,
Cuban assassin.
Look at the fucking neck on that guy. Holy shit.
That's a bad boy right there. I was
Yeah,
glad
you
he
can
was on
usually
my
tell
side.
from the frame and the neck. Yeah. It's pretty
That's
bad.
Paul New, the one I was telling you took the the bicep.
Yeah, the one that
Yeah.
took your arm from you.
Yeah, that, doing this, but that's athletic, brother that can 400 pounds and slingshot over top, perfect where he's supposed to be. But 400 pounds coming down, that's a lot of momentum, a lot of impact when it suddenly hits your arms, rip the hell out of it. It's still ripped now.
Yeah, I'm sure you can still feel it.
You can't tell right there. It gave me a little peek because it rolled up, and I was like, yeah, I'm a bodybuilder. That's a peek. Nah, hell, what's that shark bite hole? But anyway, so we're out of here. We're running over time a little bit. We'll be back next week, of course. And after that, we got four actually. I don't want to tell you yet. We'll give you a drop hints and probably go play more, mystery game stuff and giving out prizes for the first guest or whatever. We'll figure out games. And we're gonna have fun with this from here on out. There was a few times it was a little slack because I had gotten sometimes that sepsis shit I had would slow me down. It would change me, and when I got drinking on top of it to drown my sorrows, really made everything even worse. It kind of in my head it made things better for the moment, but once that moment was past, now reality's still right here. So we're not doing that no more. We just want to tough it out, and we're getting through it. As you saw earlier in the show, I can bounce around right now and getting along pretty good. Walking better than I have in 2.5 years, maybe even longer. So now they can go rip me open again and put the joint back in. It'll be another 6 months, but I don't care. We're getting there, and we'll be there soon. So I'll on Facebook. I'll be trying to conversate with you and dropping hints on the next guest. I'll drop stronger once we got it in the can taped. So I don't tell y'all this person's going to be here and they can't make it. So join us every Thursday, same damn time, same damn place, and we're going to rock it out. Love you.
We're here to party with Marty.